Hello, everybody. It's your favorite plague doctor, Blood-Starved Hunter. Take a seat for a minute, and we're going to talk about two things today. We're going to start with one, which is the modern state of gaming, and then two, what do I think about the new Modern Warfare? We'll talk about Modern Warfare once we get to my talk about this new game. I'm going to start with one thing and then go to the next. To clarify, before we even start talking about these, listen to me and listen good. You and I are entitled to my opinion, or to our opinions. Sorry, I almost messed that one up. We are entitled to our opinions. How we handle those opinions matters a lot. I want you to go into this video and do one thing for me. Respect my and others' opinions on things. Do not hate anybody who agrees with me or hate anybody who disagrees with me. I never want that from this channel. I only want love and respect, as I have been taught over the years by my parents and everyone around me. So that, because I grew up in a Norse household, which one day I do want to start talking more about my beliefs and all that, but that's for a different day. But with Norse mythology, we believe in respect for others and everyone around you. Don't get me wrong, like in every religion, there's always a couple dickheads. But us, we believe that there is equality in everyone, that everyone's important in life, and to be accepting of others, even opinions too. That out of the way, let's talk about modern gaming. We're gonna do into two parts of why I think modern gaming is, I'm gonna be honest, a hellhole and a shithole sometimes. Why do I say this? Two reasons, and we're gonna go one at a time. Nostalgia and over-exaggeration. Let's start with nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very strong emotion in life. We reminisce of the good old days, and for some of us, want to go back to those good old days. But those good old days, I'm gonna break a reality here, were never good. What do I mean by that? And a lot of people like to say that either games or life in general is shit. But first of all, you're making this shit with that idea. Well, don't get me wrong, life is not filled with sunshine and rainbows. Oh, hell no. But it's always been bad, but there's always been good too. As humans, we focus on the bad more than the good. I'm gonna start a match. But we like to focus on those things a lot. And that, as I've learned over the years myself, and most recently, can really fuck up our mental health. It can make us more depressed. It can make us angry. That's true. I believe that fully. Trust me, I've went through my stuff over the years. I'm not proud of it. No, no, no. Never have been, never will be proud of it. Mm-mm. But I've learned that to ignore those emotions and to formulate my own opinion. Yes, listen to others always, always. Listen to what others have to say. But also, take that, buy the game, watch the movie, whatever, and look at it and fully play it for a week or watch it for a week. You'll see that maybe you'll enjoy it more. And another thing is, while you're playing these newer games, don't compare it to the old days. And I'm going to be honest about the old days. There has always been shit games, much how we like to say that there's shit games now. There's always been shitty games. Dead Space 3. Boo, people are going to hate me for this one. You can hate me all you want for what I'm about to say with this game. Assassin's Creed 2 and 3. I cannot get into those games. They feel slow to me. People like to say the new games are slow, but the old games feel slow too. I also am not a fan of the old controls, how they used to play. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a person who loves having multiple options. Having multiple options is fun. Valhalla with the emotional options of, do you want to just rush in there head on, or do you want to go stealthy? Of course, you could do that in the original games, but combat felt weird. You know, I don't like the Division 2. For an example of a modern game which I don't like, again, Division 2. Still can't get into it. I like the Division 1 though. That game's good. But I'm just saddened to see that nostalgia has blinded us to such amazing games that still exist. I am not a Ubisoft fanboy. I'm going to admit what they did a couple years back, which I know is like, you know, work related stuff. I don't think you can mention that on YouTube videos, but I think if you know gaming, you know what I'm talking about. Is despicable and disgusting. Trust me. But I also would, and the reason why I still buy games and still spend my money is not because of those people, because of the people who did those things, but because of the other people who are not involved with that, who would just say the same thing, but who need the money, who need that money to keep the lights on, feed their family, pay taxes, blah 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 blah. And it's like, why I play Activision games and Blizzard games still. I love Overwatch 2 and I love modern Call of Duty games. What they did those years ago, like I think it was like 2020, 2022 or something like that, was horrific and disgusting. It disgusts me what those people did. But I'm gonna repeat myself. For the little guys that still buy those games, hopefully they can at least make some money. I know it's probably not probably a lot, but they still make money off of these things. And again, we like to think that every new game which comes out is bad because it's not like the original. And trust me, I'll get into it when we talk about Call of Duty. But to me, they're not. To me, personally, to me, games are still so much fun as I remember. I still play Fallout New Vegas from time to time. I've tried to mod it, but it never works. I don't know why. I think it's because my laptop just hates mods. That's a different story. I tried to mod Skyrim. That didn't work out well. Thank you, Nexus. Assholes. No, I'm joking. The people who run Nexus are very lovely people. I'm sure. And the people who mod it are fantastic too. I just can't seem to get it to run half the time. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. Modern gaming to me is still fun, and my nostalgia is still there for the older games, but I also think this is fun because you know what I don't do? I don't compare it to the original. I'm not trying to ever compare it to the original because I know it's fruitless. There's no point in comparing anything ever. New Star Wars, new TV shows which are sequels to others. There is no point in comparison. Comparing. Because your nostalgia will pretty much go, hey, this whole thing was better if you try to. To me, that's different, but so what do I mean by over exaggeration? We're getting to the over exaggeration. My least favorite review videos are those ones going, this game is shit and it's the worst game ever, blah 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 blah. Those over exaggerations, which I see a lot of. When there are other people who go, this game's not good. For me, I don't like it. If you like it, cool. But for me, it wasn't good. The calmer you are, that's what I mean. You cannot like a game, but to me, it's how you present it. Because if you present it in a calming manner, that to me is a little better. Instead of just blowing it out of proportion. Now, if the game is genuinely glitchy, I can understand being mad. If a game was crashing every 5 seconds, fully understand. Like, I can understand the Cyberpunk complaints originally. I can understand the Battlefield 2042 complaints. I don't like Battlefield 2042, but that's just me. Probably some people. I also hate Fallout New Vegas. That's not a glitchy game. But they're fixed now. Cyberpunk is a blast to play. We all love that game. But as we all know, that was a glitchy mess at launch. But we still enjoy it. And I really do think that if we all had a mentality of just being calmer with how we complain about games we don't like, yeah, we wouldn't have. To me, it wouldn't be such a big deal for me. There's one other thing. The third secret thing I want to talk about. Indie games are not the end-all be-all of gaming. Why do I say that? Because no one goes into this industry without wanting to make some money. It's like whenever I hear the whole complaints of, well, microtransactions are bad and why do they exist and blah, basically, the same old thing you've always heard about, complaining about microtransactions. Now I can understand that for Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and Overwatch 2 to an extent because those were gambling. I can understand that. Randomized loot is never fun, especially some which give you advantages. Overwatch 2 is different, obviously, but those other games were not. Those guns could give you an advantage. And it was just like, okay, I can understand that for now, but nowadays, it's all cosmetic, and if you really think about it, you don't have to spend any money. Yes, I understand FOMO is a thing, but like, I don't know how to put it in the right terms, but it's like, if you can fall for it that easily, why do you play games with which has those things? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's like to bash anyone who has fallen for it, because it is a mental thing, but if you know that's gonna happen, I would suggest not playing those games. That's just me, though. I don't want to harp on that too much. I'm not gonna judge anybody who's ever fallen for FOMO. No, I would be an asshole if I did that. But I'm just gonna say, maybe just don't play those games. Or maybe just start working on like not falling for it as easily. Things like that, the little things. And it's those three things combined, which makes me sad about modern gaming. Because I wish people could see what I see in games. I really do. It's like every day I just go, man, I wish I could find someone who likes this game as much as I do. But nowadays it's just every gaming video I go to is just a complaint, a complaint, a complaint. But then when it's a small developer, it's different. There is nothing wrong with being a small developer whatsoever. But the thing, and another thing which I do hate is like saying that game companies nowadays are greedy and that they only see you as a dollar sign, the normal things you would hear. This is kind of what I want to call a wake-up call, in that every company ever has always seen you as a dollar sign. Everybody who goes into a modern gaming and gaming in whole, back then and now, has always seen you as a dollar sign. They're always trying to find new ways to get the money out of you. The practices change, but at the end of the day, it's always been the same. You have always been a dollar sign. You do not mean anything to these companies. All you are is the person buying the games and giving the money. And for them to keep the lights on. And some people go like, well, why were microtransactions ever introduced? When you think about it from a gaming perspective, not corporation, just gaming as a whole, keeping a live service online multiplayer game costs money because you have to get servers for different regions and consoles and platforms in general. Because I'm sure those are a thing. Why do you think freaking not cross progression, cross platform took so long to get? And it's like you also have employees to pay. You have lights to keep on not only at home, but also at the studios they run. There are bills to pay even then. And I never went into business, but I know people who have been in business, and what I'm saying is something which is a thing. A lot of people in my life either worked at not gaming places, but places which were tech support, which did have not tech support, but just tech in general, where there are servers like that, and it's expensive, and it gets more expensive. Outside of server maintenance, making games in general is an expensive process. Takes time, money, and there's also deadlines you gotta meet. So when a game gets rushed, that means the deadline was getting up and there was no more time to work on it. And it's sad when that does happen. And I know a lot of people like to say that the what was it called? Crunch and all that. You get what I'm trying to say, where it's like you work late nights, you work all that, overtime and all that, because you have a deadline to meet. Those are not just a gaming thing, those are something as a whole. I get people who I know who've been through something similar say that that is a thing in every single job you ever do, that will be required of you at some point to work overtime because, not only because of money, but because there's a deadline to meet. And that's my point, is that, like, gaming is unique here. And again, they've always seen you as dollar signs, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to repeat myself. I want it to be known that just games are still fun. Hold on, second time. Games are still fun as they used to be. So please, if you're gonna watch a review video, don't take it as face value. At face value. Don't watch it and take information from it. And then, if you think it's worth your time to at least check out, save up that money and buy the game. That's what I do sometimes. Maybe not the overly negative videos, but I'll at least get a general idea for what I'm looking at, and I'll buy it. If it's my thing, it's my thing. That's what I've always done, and I always will do. No one can convince me otherwise. Unless if it's a game which I genuinely don't like, or whatever I know is glitchy at launch, I won't do it right away. But always remember, indie games are not the end all be all, and nor, I forgot to say this, nor are AAA games. Because those can still be bad too. You know, I'm not just gonna act like a AAA fangirl. But I'm feeling girl today. I'm not gonna act like a AAA fangirl where it's like, oh, AAA games are the best and blah blah blah. No, 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 no. There's some shit with AAA games out there. Freaking Fallout 76 comes to mind. Freaking Division 2, which I might give it a shot, but and all that. So that is my opinion of modern gaming as a whole. Makes me sad that we like to complain so much and over exaggerate things when we could just simply be like, it's not my thing. So, what are my opinions on Modern Warfare 3, the current Modern Warfare 3? And I'm also going to talk about modern Call of Duty in general. It's not just this one, I'm going to talk about the other one, games too. What do I think of all of them? Just to get out of the way, Vanguard is a piece of shit. That game is awful, and oh shit. Hi, if you don't know why there was a cut there, that is because there was something I had to do really quick, and I died sadly, so fuck. And he had all my good stuff too. Damn it. Well, I guess we'll play multiplayer. I'm too pissed off. But, you know, Vanguard's bad. It just doesn't feel right. It's also generic. It's also just generic World War II. Minus the, in multiplayer, the, what's the name I could give for them? I don't know if I could say it. The Empire from Star Wars. That works. You know what I'm talking about, though, when I'm talking about World War II. I would hope so. But we're gonna use that so I don't get stricken or whatever. I don't know how YouTube works on that. But we're gonna say that. It's just like, it's a bad World War II game, and and again, in a year which had like Halo and Battlefield 2042 coming out, didn't sit right with the futuristic stuff which was coming out at the time. So I think that it's just not fun. But if you enjoy it, that's more power to you. You can like whatever you want to like. Do not take my opinion as factual. Like I said earlier, formulate your own opinion. Do not take others as fact. What should be your fact is your opinion on the game you've played. Watch reviews before you play it, maybe. If you're the type of person to watch reviews. I'm not really that type of person. But just do that. Start doing that from now on. Formulate your own opinion. Play those games. You know? But where was I? Oh yeah, Vanguard shit. We got that out of the way. Zombies is not fun, blah blah blah. I'm not even gonna go over zombies. That's how bad to me it is. But no, when it comes to the rest of Call of Duty, I love Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. That game was genuinely fun and the best I played in a while. And especially compared to like Black Ops 4. That's another game still like is Black Ops 4. I don't like Black Ops 4 whatsoever, but that's a different story. We'll talk about the rest of the Call of Duty as a whole after talking about Modern Warfare. But yeah, the game is fun. Love Modern Warfare 2019. Call of Duty Cold War I enjoyed. Not a lot of people enjoy zombies, but for me I enjoy zombies, and the Cold War is a fascination for me, which I would love to learn more about. So that's Cold War. Modern Warfare 2, fantastic game, and I love the story. I love the relationship between Soap and Ghost, especially. The brotherhood they kind of build during that game is enjoyable to watch. Then we're on to the, I guess you could say, infamous, sadly, Modern Warfare 3. I love Modern Warfare 3. The campaign and story was fun to me because I know the full background of everyone. I know exactly about Johnny Soap McTavish, all that. Spoilers for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Give me some time. They're gone. Soap's death in this game is far superior to that original one. Why do I say that? Why do I say that as a fan of Call of Duty and someone who loves Modern Warfare 3, the original, and the original Modern Warfare games too? The new Modern Warfare games, to me personally, are superior to the originals for a couple reasons. One, they feel more fun to play. I like old Call of Duty games, but for me, they don't feel fun. I love the movement in the new games. That's one reason. The guns also feel a lot more fun too. That's another reason. But third, storytelling is much better. The storytelling of the characters individually. How much do we know about Ghost? All we knew was that his name was Simon Ghost Riley. And in the previous timeline, we knew that in the comic book that he had a family who all got killed by a drug cartel, I'm pretty sure it was, and he went to go kill him and then join the CIA. And then the game happened. Not much to go off of for his character personality, personally. All we see in the game is a silent badass, pretty much. But this new Ghost, he has so much more depth to him. He is a loner, someone who's afraid to get close. I could tell that from just playing Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Just from playing Modern Warfare 2, sorry for losing. But during that game, he learns that he needs to be less of a loner and to accept the people around him. I mean, hell, him only taking off his mask, even though we don't see it, him just taking off his mask is enough for me to show storytelling-wise that he is growing to trust those people. Right, so we have that. Price is a much more interesting character because we've seen his background in a new way. He, has a relationship between Ghost, Soap, and Gaz. He's I like to think of him in Task Force 141 as the dad, who's most of the time pissed off, but loves his kids. The people under him, the people who would probably look up to him, because Gaz and Soap definitely do, and I'm sure Ghost does silently. Ghost to me is like the big brother who's, the wiser brother who can show the things he's learned to the others. But Price was the one to probably pass down that knowledge. 3 years of experience. And that's what I love about his character. Like, him in 2019 and then him in 2019 and then now is so much more different. Again, there's spoilers for the entirety of it, so. Him killing Shepard is a big deal. Because once Soap dies, he takes what Matt Groff says, literally. Don't bury your enemies alive, and I feel like we're going to see a much darker side of Price. We're going to see him start being a good person, but going to the dark side a little bit more. Doing good deeds, but in what would be most ways not good ways to do it. Killing Shepard the way he did, and doing it in general was like, holy shit. That's a lot for his character because he, wouldn't really do that normally. Let's go. Soap. Johnny Soap McTavish. From beginning we've seen him to end. He is a fantastic character. To me, he's kind of the little brother of the group. You know, joking around. No, well, I would say more middle child. I think about joking around, fucking with everybody. You know, just doing that, but also knows to get the mission done. That he will fuck around with everybody, but will make sure the mission gets done and right. Somebody you can rely on too. And his death is tragic because of what Ghost and his relationship became. Closer brothers. And hearing the way Soap said Johnny, with his voice breaking and it sounding genuinely sad. Now, that death in the original game is impactful, but to me, getting to know the characters more than we did in the previous games, to me, all we knew about, there wasn't really much story to me in the original games. Like, at least up front and center, to me. Like, Soap was a cool character, but not because I liked his personality, but because I thought he looked cool. He had a fun personality, but he wasn't as cool as this one. I like this Soap much more. And his death was genuinely a heartbreak. The way that cutscene plays out with them, letting his ashes go, and Ghost being the one to do it is just heartbreaking. Ghost is fun, and I loved his death in this one. And a lot of people say it was too quick. In actual military terms, from what I know from stories from people I've watched, or from people in my life who have been in the military, who know a little bit more now. Some people in my life did not serve in combat, but that's a different story. Deaths are not slow. Sometimes they are that fast, and you don't have much time to mourn. It's just sometimes it's literally just boom. Again, I mostly know this from stories people who have been in that, and which are a lot of times YouTubers and it's actually mostly from what I've heard them from, where it's just there's not enough time to react. It's quick and done. Mourn later, get the mission done. Well, obviously once they're able to get rid of Makarov, it's get the bomb defused, then mourn. I mean, for Ghost, it was different because he was obviously doing that while the others were doing their job. But, yeah. So Ghost Death, I feel like, is more impactful for this one. Would I have liked the one like the original? Yeah, I would have. But for this, in a realistic sense, it makes sense to just like that. And to me, it's still impactful. I would have loved the original like Death music for when Makarov pulled the trigger. Yeah. Gaz is the little. To me, with Gaz, he's the little brother of everyone. The new fresh faced guy. He doesn't like from one he doesn't know everybody and doesn't know everybody personally. He's the new guy. But during 2 and 3 he starts to become one of them. He is a part of this group. And his relationship with everybody is fun to see, especially with Price. Like Price and his relationship are fun to see because the mentoring with it. I guess that's the right word. You know, Price is a mentor to him, and he's a fun character to watch and see grow. Not really much I can say about it because like he's just a fun character all around. You know. And to me, we're gonna move on to Makarov. This iteration of Makarov to me is much more terrifying because we get to see more of his thought process with everything. He's much more scary because you don't know exactly what he's gonna do. Obviously, the original character was like that, but the only time we ever really saw him was one mission in 2, one dialogue exchange in 2, and then a little bit in 3. To me, he's much more menacing because we get to see more of that. It's like back in Verdansk when he originally bombed the place. I wasn't expecting that in the story. It's like in the games when it's like you have him in that plane, and then you have all those moments, and it's just like, holy shit, this guy is terrifying. And yeah. So for me, this game is fun. Zombies is a fun time. I love the new take on it. It's a lot more fun than Vanguard's Zombies. And I love the multiplayer. It's a lot of fun. I love the guns. My favorite gun is the Tier. Damn, that gun is so much fun. And the operators for multiplayer are fun too. Favorite design wise is Swiger. I I like him. Gas mask is cool. And it doesn't surprise me that he's Polish. Because that look, because it's like the typical Russian guy look in these games. But beyond that, I love this game, and story-wise, I love it. And that is the important thing. I have my opinion. Be respectful of it, please. That's all I want out of gaming nowadays. Just be respectful of one another. But no matter what I say, that's not gonna matter. Now, Call of Duty as a whole. My least favorite Call of Duty games are Black Ops 4, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops, not Black Ops Vanguard, Black Ops, not Black Ops, no, yeah, Black Ops 3. I'm not a fan of 3, mostly again because of the gambling stuff, and Vanguard. Those are not my favorite games. And like I said, the other ones to me are middle, except for one which is Ghosts. Activision, do another Ghost game. I would love you forever if you did a Ghost 2. I don't care, just do another game. I just need another game, make that shit perfect. Anyways, but no, like I love Call of Duty. I grew up with it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy those games. I will always have a fun nostalgia for them. But I'm not gonna let that nostalgia blind me to how good the new ones are. And I would just love for people to see that. I just want people to see that these cosmetics, Nicki Minaj, Helsing, Lilith, I mean Skeletor's cool. I mean, I think we can all agree Skeletor's just cool. We wouldn't have Skeletor in those original games. And I know it's like most people won't agree with me, but I think it's fun that we can just have silly shit for the multiplayer. Ash from Evil Dead, I'm gonna say it again. Skeletor's amazing to get, and also Inuris. Inuris, I don't know how to say his name still. Still haven't figured that out. Well, I haven't seen Helsing before. Alucard, I forget his name is Alucard. I don't want anyone to correct me. Alucard, I was just reading the name of the bundle. The Lara Croft. I think these things are fun. And, it's like I said earlier, they always seen you as a dollar sign just to practice a change to become less scummy, in my opinion. For me, the gambling was the most scummy you can go. But I don't want you to take away from this that everyone's opinion is wrong or something like that. No one's opinion is wrong. What's wrong is how you go about it. If you go about it in a calm demeanor, where it's just, this game's not good, or this game is fun, I love it, just in a more calm demeanor rather than, this game is the worst of all time, and this is and I'm going to say this, people are saying about this game, the worst campaign ever. Why do I think that's wrong? Because, one thing, there are far worse campaigns. Black Ops 3, in my opinion. Black Ops 4's non-existent campaign. Vanguard's campaign, to me, is the worst of all time. It is the most boring, shallow thing. And then just Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare exist, in my opinion. It's like, I haven't even played it. I did play the campaign at some point, but it's like, it was so interesting, I've never finished it. Maybe I'll do a playthrough. We'll see. But, I have my drift. Sorry, I have a controller drift. But at the end of the day, wait, there was one more thing. In the words of a fellow YouTuber, I forget his name. Hold on, I don't know how to say his name. Shit, I'll probably put it up in the corner what his name is. But the words of that YouTuber, I'm gonna put in the right corner. In the best way possible. You're delusional of this game if you say this game is $20, it's $70 DLC. Because in full honesty, it is not $70 DLC. There's enough here to make it a full-fledged Call of Duty game. The new guns, the operators, the story, it just feels like an actual Call of Duty game rather than the $70 DLC everybody's saying it is. It is not $70 DLC. And I know why people are saying it. Not just because they said, hey, we're going to be doing it throughout the year, but because most YouTubers were saying at the time that it was going to, and it is $70 DLC. Even the guy who had put it there said it was $70 DLC. If you feel that way, that is fully alright. but it just doesn't feel right at the same time. It just feels wrong to say, you know? And that's just the gist of it. It's just, yeah. I think that this game is fun, and I would hope that people just give it a chance, and people give other games a chance. I just want people to enjoy games again, and I feel like nostalgia can fuck with that a little bit. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do, but please, please, enjoy games and stop trying to compare them to the originals. Stop trying to go. This should be as good as the original. When this is a full-on reboot and does not need to be as good as the original. It just needs to be fun, you know. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a small YouTuber, and I apparently have no. I feel like most small YouTubers don't really have much sway in life on YouTube. When we should have voices. We should be able to. But the algorithm, if we even take a break for too long, will screw us in the end. I'm sure this isn't gonna do much. I hope it does something. I really do. I really do hope this gets out to people, and I really do hope that people can be respectful about mine and others. If you are watching this, if you are here, do me a favor, please. Subscribe and like. I know it gets annoying every time we say it, but here's the thing. It genuinely helps. It helps us reach out our voices more. Gives us a voice, can allow us to touch out to more people. So please, like, comment, and share this video if you want to, or share my other ones if you want to. Just do that for me. I want to be able to succeed and not only make this my job, but to also just show people that life is not shithole. Games are still good. It's just a matter about your mentality in life. If you let nostalgia blind you, that can really fuck with things hard. And I don't want that for anyone. Because if we do that, then we can't change as a society. We can't let games grow and change. As in our comparison, when cross progression was a thing for us, once we got it, everyone was complaining about it. Even when we get what we want, we're never satisfied. And that's another problem to have. We're never satisfied with games. Even when they do what we want them to say. Even when they do what we want them to do. Sorry. This doesn't work. No one wins in the end, I guess. But hey. Again, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, share it. Get this out to more people and show them that it ain't so bad. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. Really do. Love yourself. Love others. Respect one another. And do not allow injustices in our world. And what do I mean by that? Do not allow for people to hurt others. Racism, homophobia, transphobia, anything which can hurt another person just for what they are is something they can't help. Like, I am pansexual. I am multiple other things. If you see that, please do not let people hurt one another. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Especially with opinions on games, movies, TV shows. If someone likes the new trilogy, more power to them. I'm not a new fan of the Star Wars trilogy or the sequels. But have a great rest of your day. Love one another. Be respectful to yourself. Treat yourself with something nice this week or something. And have a great rest of your day. I have been Bloodstarved Hunter, your favorite plague doctor and your favorite hunter. Goodbye. And thank you for listening to me. Be respectful. Okay?